Hi, my name is Ronen Gordon and welcome to Musicians Institute. Today we'll be doing a little bit of a prep for metric modulation. We'll be talking about 3-note and 16th note subdivisions, and we'll be using it with different meters and time signatures. And today's idea is to give you a bit of a software update, not just the hardware, the hands, more about the mind today. So we'll be getting you ready to apply metric modulation, and we'll be using some very simple technique to show that. So I'm looking forward to showing that to you. So let's get started. All right, so we have exercise 6.1, a very simple exercise. All we have to do is play a 3-note sticking, right, left, left. We have our quarter note, so that means we'll be playing 1 note per beat. So 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Make sure you count out loud so you can just get comfortable. This one's not challenging, so here it is. All right, so that was exercise 6.1. Not too hard, right? All right, so let's try and do exercise 6.2. Now we're still doing the same sticking, right, left, left. The quarter note, the tempo, the downbeat stays the same, but now we're applying 8th note subdivisions. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So if you notice, our phrase is now fitting twice within that bar. So 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. So make sure you count out loud. Make sure you keep this sticking and have some fun. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1. All right, so that was exercise 6.2. Now let's move on to exercise 6.3. In this exercise, we'll be playing 16th notes. We have 3 beats, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A. And our sticking pattern is going to land 4 times within that pattern. It's going to play on the 1 E and A. It's going to start again. And then it's going to start again on the end of 2. I'm thinking about it. And then on the E of 3. So we have 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A. Right? So make sure you can play that nice and steady. Try right now to keep the hands nice and even. If you find that it's difficult, you can accent with the right hand to kind of hear the pattern over that subdivision. But the idea is to be able to continuously feel that 16th note within that sticking. All right? Have fun. 1, 2, 3, 1 again, 2 again, 3 again, 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 1. All right, that was exercise 6.3. Let's move on to 6.4. 6.4 is very similar. We're slowing down the tempo. Now with 16th note, quarter note equals 62. Still playing 16th note, so it's basically the same exercise. But if you pay attention, you'll see that the next few exercises are going to kind of build on top of that. So 6.4 is very similar, only in a different tempo. Make sure you feel comfortable and check it out. 1, 2, 3, E and out. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was exercise 6.4. Now in exercise 6.5, our tempo is now 125, which is basically, we're almost doubling what we just did. The click is twice as fast, but now what you're hearing is actually 8th notes. So it's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. In 3/8, we have to play 16th notes, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Still playing the same sticking. 1 and 2 and 3 and 1 and 2 and 3 and. Very similar to other exercises, but now the time signature, we're addressing that. So make sure you feel comfortable doing that, and then we can move on. Enjoy. 1 and 2 and 3 and 2, 3. All right, that was exercise 6.5. Now let's move on to 6.6. So now we doubled the tempo. Now our 16th note equals 250. So that click that you'll be hearing, that's 250. That is 1/16th note. So that means we'll be playing one note per click. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. And I'm counting 1, 2, 3 because 1/16th note equals one beat in a bar of 3/16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, very easy. So enjoy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. All right, that was 6.6. Let's move on to 6.7, which is the real reason we're here. Okay? So in exercise 6.7, we'll be playing 4 bars of each of the permutations we just worked on. So we're going to do 4 bars of 3/16th notes. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm going to do 4 bars of 3/8 notes. 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 we're going to do 4 bars of 3/4, which is in 16th notes. 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A, 1 E and A, 2 E and A, 3 E and A. All right? So the idea is, again, the hands stay the same, but our perception changes, right? The speed doesn't change, but the time signature change, and what we're supposed to say changes, right? So if you find that a little bit challenging, that's good. That's why we're here, right? That's going to set you up really nicely for things to come, right? So work on it nice and easy. Make sure your hands are relaxed, nice and even sound. Again, if you need to accent, that's okay. But after you get comfortable, try and make that even. And whatever you do, don't stop counting. The real reason we're doing this is not a hand exercise. This is, again, software upgrade. So let's make sure we can count out loud so we can feel where all the beats are. And you'll notice in the second section of this exercise, the click will not subdivide anymore. So it's going to play the 16th notes, and then it's going to accent the downbeats. But then after the first round, when we do the repeat, the click's just going to play the downbeats, right? So it's going to be a little bit more challenging, all right? So work on it and enjoy. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1 and 2 and 3 and 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 1 E and A 2 E and A 3 E and A 1 E and A 2 E and A 3 E and A 1 E A 2 E and A 3 E and A 1 E and A 2 E and A 3 E and A 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3 1 2 3. All right, that was exercise 6.7. Hope you did well. So keep playing 6.7 because it's one of the most important exercises in this unit. And now, if you're ready, try out 6.8. So 6.8 is a big mixture of everything we just did. The only thing is that sometimes we'll play 2 bars of 3/16th notes, sometimes it's 3/8 notes, 1 bar of 3/4, and it's a huge mixture of all these time signatures. Again, the interesting thing is that your hands will never be playing anything faster, but your mind will be jumping between one time signature to the next. When I'm trying to do it, I try to count out loud, of course, but since there's a lot of stuff to do in this one, I kind of like to make sure that even though I can play the bar that I'm supposed to play, whatever the orchestration is, I want to make sure my head made the transition to the new time signature, right? So check out this exercise. There's a lot of cool kind of cross-sticking and combinations between cymbals and different parts of the drum set. I try to orchestrate every bar on a different cymbal so you can hear what's going on, right? There's some cool kind of weird up and down motions where we break things down. So if you need to, work on each bar, each line, you know, slowly build it up. It's a bit of a challenging exercise. And again, we did the same thing. First time around, you'll hear the click subdivide all the notes, and then the second time, the click is just going to play the downbeats. So it's your job to kind of keep the space going, right? So this one is a little bit challenging, but it's a lot of fun, and it's going to get you really, really ready to start applying phrases like dotted eighth notes, if you know what it is. If not, stay tuned, and I'll get you really ready to start doing some cool metric modulation. So I really hope you enjoyed. Check out the exercise. Thank you. All right, that's it. So I hope you enjoyed this lesson. I hope you find it helpful and productive. My name is Ronen Gordon, and I really enjoyed sharing this information with you. Make sure you check out the other videos and the other lessons we have. We have some great instructors showing you some really cool lessons. So until next time, happy drumming, and I'll see you again soon. Thank you.